Hi, my name's Gary Rydstrom. This is my first directing effort for Pixar. For years, I did sound design for the Pixar shorts and features, and this movie has some reference to my former career. This was my opportunity to use visual gags and try to tell a story without dialogue. I grew up in Illinois and know the farm country well, and Ernie is a farmer living in the middle of nowhere, which is exactly the kind of lightning rod for trouble that would bring an alien spaceship down. If you look closely, there's dust particles floating in the air when the beam is on. The particles move in relation to the animation. They even bump off of Ernie and move around his body as he floats through the air. I wanted the lighting for the film to switch back and forth radically. We wanted the abduction scenes to look like you're in some brilliant, high-budget, Spielbergian science fiction movie, and the interior of the spaceship to look like you were at the DMV. This is Stu, the student alien character, a cocky teenager doing something he's not quite good at yet. The instructor is called Mr. B because I had a teacher in college who, no matter what you did as a student, how good or bad you were, he gave you a B. So Stu, at the end of this movie, gets a B. It's amazing Ernie doesn't wake up in this movie, but he's better off. The voice of Stu is mostly my dog Chester. Chester asked for no money. When I did sound mixing for many years, I would sit behind a big mixing console with all these faders and buttons, and to everyone else it looked impossible. And my career came down to operating this impossible device while people were judging me. And we tried to make this console the world's worst user interface. This moment is pretty much my desire to beat up a mixing console. The instruction manual is the most useless manual we could think of. Each page is covered with the exact same array of black dots. Tinny from Tin Toy is sitting under Ernie's bed if you look closely to the left. One of the most difficult decisions I had to make was how much of the butt crack to show. If I had the time, I would repeat this gag 20, 30 times. Stu's helmet is several sizes too big, and he's trying to wear it cool, but it's always slipping into an uncool position. I like to use sound to indicate things you don't see on screen. If you hear something and can't see it, you can only imagine how horrible something is. The antenna on Stu's helmet tells the story as well. The emotions for the Stu character are mirrored in the shape, the bend of his antenna. If you want to watch the movie just with the antenna, go right ahead. When Ernie falls here, the timing of this fall is exactly that of Wile E. Coyote falling in the classic Roadrunner cartoons. Really great animation makes you forget you're watching animation and you swear you're seeing living, breathing characters interact. For this shot, each animator did a pair of arms, and they were layered on top of each other. The computer simulation of cloth movement has to act. I wanted the quilt to pull over Ernie's body as if he was tucked in by an unseen mother. Stu and Mr. B are made out of this gelatinous material. You can see bubbles into their body. You can see around their edges. You can see refracted things behind them. We wanted to express all these different emotions on Stu's face by stretching him in all these crazy ways because he's made out of this elastic material. My goal in this movie was to put Stu through every emotion possible in 5 minutes. So the spaceship crashing is really what this shot is about, but to me the important moment is the red flag on the mailbox dropping. No one else thought the mailbox flag was funny, but I did. The music was composed by Michael Giacchino. It's beautiful music that evokes classic Hollywood science fiction movies. There is a theme from Lifted, but he never wrote the end because it never gets to complete in the movie. This was an educational and amazing experience for me making this film. These names go by way too fast. They all did wonderful, creative work. Except that guy.